Alright, and we are back for another Throwback Thursday game. Now, for this episode, since this month happens to be our anniversary month, and as always, for those who's been there since we've started, stayed with us, and for the new ones, thank you guys. I really appreciate it. And I hope that you guys stayed with us for another year. Now, for this throwback episode, we're going old school. Way back around Wafo Tapa years when he is dubbed as one of the best control players ever, and I still believe he is. Back when he first introduced to us a certain control deck in the color of Esper, and voila, it's the Esper Teachings deck. Why this deck? Of all the control decks that I play, this is one of my pet deck because of that card, because of Mystical Teachings. It's so fascinating that I really wanted to build and play this deck. So what's in it? Aside from the original core, where you have Mystical Teachings and Esper Charm, well, that's the name of the namesake of the deck. We've recently added a few things here as well, like Teferi, Hero of the Minaria, because this is technically a Teferi deck. If I remember it right, as just like what he said before, his main man is Teferi, the old Teferi, the first Teferi card ever, which is the creature Teferi, Mage of Zalfir. Prototype version of the Teferi Time Raveler because they kind of have the similar static ability. It's just that this one is a creature and is 5 to cast and has flash, but Time Raveler is a more refined version of it. Maybe it makes sense because back then, when he was still a creature or a human, or he's still not a planeswalker back then. He then eventually becomes a planeswalker again because his spark happens to be found by Joyra and kept by Joyra because Joyra was afraid of what Teferi would do once he get his spark back. If you wanted to know the story, you can check out the Wizards website. I believe they have the story in there. But going back to my deck, so aside from the core and the core counter spells, I do have Teferi Time Raveler, and then I still have Wrath of God. I do have Opt, and I have Cling to Dust, and I have Fatal Push. Also, I like how Mystical Teachings and Cling to Dust's interact. So if you use Mystical Teachings to find Cling to Dust, and you happen to need to remove something from your opponent's graveyard, then Cling to Dust is your guy. So it's like a toolbox. It's giving you all the options that you can find in your deck to solve the puzzle, to solve your game, to solve your opponent's threats or whatever they have or giving you. Now, let's go. What is up, everyone? Sorry about this, but I just happened to realize that I'm up against a human deck. We are doing another Throwback Thursday game. And he's got another one. Okay. So well, he got Cavern of Souls, so I can't counter any of the spells. What can I do at the end of my opponent's turn? Nothing really, so I'm just gonna pass it back to my turn. My only concern... Well, actually, I can do something about it. I just forgot to do it. Which is to destroy one of his creatures. I forgot to do that. Anyway, yeah. And he is putting another creature. Keithion. I think this is the one that turns into a planeswalker. At the end of your combat, if Keithion, Hero of Akros, and at least 2 other creatures attack this exile, turn it into a planeswalker. Okay. So it has to be 3 creatures. Okay. I think this is the best time for me to pick up a 3rd land. I mean a 4th land, and I really wanted it to be white because I can't and will not be able to counter Thalia, so good luck for me. Yep, I'm gonna have to take that. By the way, I mulligan to 6 in this game. And I think I'm gonna be losing here. So I really need that Keithion to be... I really need to kill that Keithion. Well, I didn't get my 4th land, which is really bad. I don't have a white mana, which is really bad. So, why don't we go to game 3? I mean game 2. So since I already know what my opponent's deck is, we need to add more mass removal. Do we need more counter spells? I don't think we need counter spells. We need creature removal, so we'll add 1 more Kaya. And Celestial Purge. Do I need Celestial Purge? Black or red permanent? But there isn't any red permanent. There isn't. Isn't it? There isn't. Yeah, no. Narset? Nope. Narset is not really. I don't have any enchantment or artifact removals here, so it's not going to help. No. So my sideboard isn't really that helpful because I don't have anything in here to help me out, really. Campbell is only good for if my opponent is casting non-creature spells. However, this is a creature-based deck, so not useful. So same goes with Dovin's Veto, only for non-creature spells. Ashok, not good either. So I'm gonna have to stick with what I got. So probably I'm gonna be taking out Remand, since counters isn't really that good in this deck. So we got I've got to take both Remands, I think. And now I have 60. Do I still need Teferi? Yeah, I think I still need Teferi. But basically the game plan is I just need to make sure that I control the board with a bunch of removals and hopefully I buy enough time to get Wrath of God or Settle the Wreckage to mess up with this game plan and with this board. Other than that, let's go. Let's try it again. Alright. Would you like to play first? Yes. Still want to play first. Well, I got a bunch of lands and a Kaya Skyle. Should I keep it? To all you viewers out there, to all you watching this game, would you dare to keep this kind of opening hand? Comment down below. My instinct's telling me not to keep it because this is going to be really bad. But I wanted to keep it for some reason. Yes, I'm going to keep it. So I have a strong feeling that I will not be drawing any lands any further. And I really hope that will be the case, because if I do get more lands, then I am in big trouble. Ooh, what is that card? It's an so this is the new Zendikar Rising card. So it's a mana that produces plains or islands. I mean, white mana. It produces white mana, and or it's an instant. Target creature you control gains protection from the color of your choice until end of turn. Nice. Alright. My opponent is chatting me, probably because he's telling me to, can you play faster? Sorry about that. I am reading your card. What to do next? Well, so far I just got a Wrath of God, so I guess that's a good sign. I'm not drawing lands. And he didn't have... What is that? Enters the battlefield, look at the opponent's hand, then choose any card name. Activated abilities of sources with the chosen card can't be activated unless they are mana abilities. I guess I don't have a choice because I don't have any counter spells here. So you'll see that I have Kaya in a Wrath of God. So he will probably force me to cast Wrath of God in one way or another. So he named Flooded Strand. So I won't be able to fetch. That's great. I mean, I didn't realize that he can choose Flooded Strand, so I won't be able to fetch. That's bad, isn't it? Would you like to pay 2 life? No, because I got nothing else to cast. He knows what I'm holding, so don't need to pay and waste my life total and waste it for an untapped Watery Grave if my opponent knows I'm not holding anything anyway that I can cast during his turn. So he's got Field of Ruin. He is not casting any creature yet for... Wow. And he is... Hmm. Sure. So you wanted me to find... So now I have Jace. Which, if I just didn't make that mistake of letting him cast Sorcerer's Spyglass before, and I should have just released... Nah, I should have fetched before that Sorcerer's Spyglass enters the battlefield. And now I'm paying the price for it. Now my opponent's going to destroy my Watery Grave again? Oh yeah, he will. He will do it. Sure. So what is the card? So we got Stoneforge. We got Batterskull. And I guess I'm gonna start by... Each opponent sacrifices a creature, create a 1/1 white-black spirit token. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. Alright. Now I just realized that I won't be able... I'm not gonna be able to cast Jace here, because Jace needs 2 blue mana, which is really weird. He's got another Stoneforge. So what to do? Because I can go with... Jace. I can bounce Stoneforge Mystic, which is really not something I wanted to do, but at least if I have Jace on board the following turn, and then he will be casting Stoneforge again. He probably already have another land there, or another creature. Or he can cast the sword, but he can't equip it. Doesn't have haste. Pretty sure of that. Doesn't have a creature with haste, so... Or I can go with... Sure, let's go. Let's just go with Jace. I'm thinking we go with Jace. And then we bounce it. That is a weird play. But what I'm thinking is, I now have Jace. What is this card? Castle Ard. Enters the battlefield, exile up to one target non-land, non-token permanent you don't control with converted mana cost 4 or less. Okay. So he's probably gonna target Jace. Is this creature flying? No, it's not. Yep, it's not. Alright. So now he has the dilemma of casting Stoneforge again, where he knows I'm gonna pull the trigger. Oh, he did. Alright. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull the trigger and cast Wrath of God at this point. He looked for what? What's this card? Maul of the Sky Claves. When Maul of the Sky Claves enters the battlefield, attach it to a target creature you control, flying in for a strike. Sure. Alright. So he's got 2 creatures. None of them are flying. I can attack for 1 more. And then I can pull the trigger on Wrath of God. Except I need to play a land first. Yes. And then Wrath of God. You know what? Can I do it like 1, 2, 3? And then I will have... Yeah, I think I can sacrifice, destroy this first. And then I can get myself an island. And then I can go with the Wrath of God. And now I have an illusion. So Jace doesn't come back. I didn't read the entire text. Yes. I would like to have. So Jace doesn't come back. He has got a bunch of Can I do it? So that's 2 and then 4 or 5. I think I can do it. I think I can do it. What I should have done though is I shouldn't have casted Snapcaster. I mean, I shouldn't have played Marsh Flats. I should have casted Snap and Wrath of God. That's what I should have done before I played my land. Yeah. But I didn't do it, so I'm gonna do it now. So far, he's got 5 cards. I know 3 of them are equipment. It's not running out of creatures. Well, it's a creature-based deck, so what should I expect? So he's got the sword now. Pay 2 life, yes. So I know 2 of them are two of the cards that he's holding are equipment, but one of them is not. I will be down to 12 if I do this. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. Sure, pay. I'm gonna be down to 12. And then I'll be casting Teferi, draw a card. I got another land. Wow. And I know I won't be fetching anything with that because I just did earlier. So this card is useless. Okay, untap 2 lands. Now he will most likely equip that and then attack. Yep. Now the attacking part is where it's gonna hurt because blue and red and blue, whenever a creature deals combat damage to a player, 2 damage to any target, then you draw a card. But you have to deal combat damage, sure. Alright, so I got this. Another Stoneforge. He's not gonna run out of equipment. He's got a bunch of equipment now. Alright, now I have can I cast them both? Like 4 and then 3? Yeah, I can. So I'm gonna go and draw. Wow, I got another land. You know what? I think I have to do it now because I remember Stoneforge has another ability, so let's do it now. So we will get Kaya's Guile. We will cast Kaya's Guile now. Exile, sacrifice, and then a 1/1 creature. Pay white, black, and another color. I did pay white, right? What did I... Cancel that. Undo. Okay, so I'm paying white. Alright, there you go. And then I'm passing the turn. So I know he's got like what, two equipment. And he's got another creature. Now this one is, whenever a creature you control without flying dies, return it to the battlefield under its owner's control with flying counter on it. Sure. Sure. Now let's... I can't fetch. I just realized that. White and blue. I got path. Let's draw another card. So, yeah, I am waiting. I thought I was stalling my opponent, but I am waiting for my opponent. And my opponent's thinking about it. But why? I mean, what is he thinking about? Well, he is thinking about it. Ooh, could it be? So it's either he's thinking that he was waiting for me, or he lost connection. Either way, we have been able to control this game, at least this game. I don't think I will win the next game because I only have 8 minutes and 31 seconds left, and we are still in the middle of game 2. I am really rusty playing this deck. It's one of my favorite decks, by the way, because of Wafo Tapa, the legendary player who created this deck. He is one of he's one of those pro players that I look up to because he's a control player. He plays blue, and he's back when he first introduced this deck. I was so fascinated by it, and as soon as I got the deck list, I have decided to start building the deck. So I got Opt, and I will path that now. So I can attack. Yay. And then I will use Op now. Ooh, Mana League. I don't think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mana League is useless at this point. He's got a lot of lands. And then I'm gonna go and pass the turn back to him. Oh, untap 2 lands. Now, if my opponent happens to have another creature, because I know the other two are like just equipment. He is casting one. Okay, so he's got Batter's Call, which is fine. He can have Batter's Call. Sure. Equip it as much as you want. Now that's when I am going to respond, because I need to flashback my teachings. Blue and red, so flashback. And we are going to destroy that. Push. And then, yep, that can come into play. Okay. Now, we have Cling to Dust. And I can draw another card. So we got Opt. He will have protection from blue and from red. He is not. Well, he will be trample. So I need to exile Path, let's say, for example. So I can draw another card. And I got an answer. So we got the most badass planeswalker so far. Yep. We will bounce your champion. And we will attack. Now, I did mention in my previous episode before that I really appreciate how good Cling to Dust is. And today, double strike, protections from black and from green, sure. Sure. Flying in first strike, sure. For as long as it doesn't have, it will not get any haste, I'm fine with it. Alright. Now, let's get your ultimate. Ultimate Teferi. I got Opt here. Yep, I like that card, so let's put it on top. And then exile your creature. And then we can finally attack. Yay! So he realized that I am already in full control. However, I only have 4 minutes left. 4 minutes left. So I don't think I will win, no matter what I do. Even if I manage to play really, really fast and then manage to control the board, still not gonna. I still won't make it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and move on to the next game, but I'll give him the game. I'll concede. Good game. Stevo Matt UWR. So I'm thinking he should be playing some blue white red control deck, or blue white red aggro, I think, but he's using that humans deck. So can he kill me in 4 minutes and 40 seconds at least? So I'm gonna get, or you know what? I'm gonna give him 4 minutes and 40 seconds. I'll give him the chance to kill me instead of me running out of time. So hopefully he can, so that he'll feel better. Because if you win because your opponent runs out of time or run out of time, it doesn't really feel that good. Because especially if you're testing your deck and then, oh yeah, he ran out of time, so I didn't learn anything about my deck. It didn't improve, and now he's got Thalia. Turn 2 Thalia. Yes, I'd like to pay 2 life. I'd like to cast my Opt because Thalia is already there. Trying to bite my ass. Alright. So pretty much I can't cast any of my spells aside from Opt. Now he's got Cavern of Soul. So oh yeah, he's gonna kill me. He is going to kill me. He can kill me before the time. So I guess I should be saving my life here. So but I'm still gonna cast Opt. We need to maximize our turn. Wow. So I got another Kaya Sky. Sure, let's put it on top because at least I got 2 Kaya Sky. I can make him sacrifice one of them. I'll pay 2 life. Nope. Because it's not gonna help. So hopefully I survive until I am down to what? No, it's not 10. Down to 6. Alright. If he is not going to be casting another creature here, that's fine. That's good. But if he is... a sword. Now, if there's any better time for me to pick and get any of my mass removals, that should be now. That should be now. I'm still not getting any of it. Alright. Now, let's see. I will be casting Kaya's Guile, so he will be sacrificing one of his creatures. So what is... Alright, so I will sacrifice, gain 4 life. And white. black. And yeah, sure. And another one, yeah, of course. So I will be taking 6 exactly. I will be down to 4. Do you have another creature? However, what I was thinking is, what if he just equipped the Sword of Fire and Ice to one of his creatures instead? Game could have been over already if he did that. But he didn't, and now he is equipping it. Alright. I am down to 4. I can gain another 4 life. So I will be down 8. This is going to be 7 damage, I believe, if the sword deals 2 damage to any target and then draw a card. Yeah. So that's a total of 7. A total of 7 damage. So yeah, let's do it. Sacrifice, gain 4 life. So I will be down to 1. Now, if my opponent will not cast any creature here, then I can go with Snapcaster and then Flashback Kaya's Guile and make him sack his champion. Or at least, that is if he will not be casting any creature. Okay. So he did not cast another creature. That's really great. During your turn, opponent can cast spells or activated abilities of artifacts, creatures, or enchantments. So, before that even comes into play, Kaya's Guile. Exile, where's that? Sacrifice green for life. Alright. He's probably going to equip that again. As Nevermore enters the battlefield, choose a non-land card name. Spells with a chosen name can't be cast. Sure. So what's the card going to be? I have 37 seconds, by the way. it will not matter that much, but I think if I have time, I can still win this game. So he chose Teferi, which is fine. I can path to exile this Grand Abolisher. I can now start attacking him. Now he's got 3 cards left. He didn't cast another creature, so I'm thinking he's running out of gas. So if that is true, then I really do have a chance. Well, he's got Stoneforge, so no. However, he's gonna find another artifact, which he may be casting. Oh, he's not gonna cast it. He's going to equip it though, sure. I have 9 seconds left. 9 seconds. I can still win this though, if I have time, but I don't, so I'll be... Well, at least I gave him the opportunity to kill me first with his own deck, but yeah. It's a nice game though. Now I lost my chat option, which up to this day I can't figure out how I should how I can get it back. So for example, that my opponent, he is chatting me and I have no idea what he is telling me, because if I click on the chat, it's not showing me the chat. So if you know how to get it back, please let me know down in the comments. And that is it for now for our Throwback Thursday game. I did enjoy playing this deck again. It is one of my favorite decks. I think I've already mentioned that. If you enjoy that match, if you like Esper teachings, there you go. Hit like, get subscribe. If you don't, you know where the other button is. Other than that, see you on the next Throwback Thursday game episode. And for now, ciao.